Oh, this is Christian from Northeast 360, out for the 4-mile hike. So it's between 3.75 and 4 miles. My GPS on my watch, it's not like a Garmin, so it's not super exact. It uses a lot of the cell phone connection, so it's a Samsung watch, so it varies. But at one point it did say 4 miles, so that's why I like to call it 4 miles. So today's video is a prep for your winter bag. I like wearing boots almost every day anyways. I wear Targhee 4s, and they have been so far the most rock solid boots outside of what my son wears every day, which are Bates D-Rats Marine Corps boots. They're just heavy, and my wife was like, you need lighter boots if you're gonna hike. So when you get lighter boots, you sacrifice certain things, and those things that you sacrifice are durability and grip. And these boots are excellent. They're waterproof. Let me get a shot of them. They're waterproof. They do all the things, but in this environment they lack a little grip. So if it's packable snow, I got great grip right now. But if it starts to be like ice or slippery, not so much. Sorry if it's bouncy or with the video. I need a new camera, so I'm using my cell phone currently. But the product that we're going to talk about are crampons. Now it sounds stupid, but they can literally save your life. Okay? And there's a multitude of them on the market. All right? Not every company sells the same thing. All right? I went with, and the name escapes me currently, but I will post the name here. They're off of Amazon. Nothing hugely special, but I made sure there was a few goals in my purchase. Some are like rope, chain, and others are like steel cord to put on over your shoes. Some click into specific winter hiking boots, others don't. Wow, they were quick. Only took them a week to cut up that tree that fell down. But anyways, it's, what the material is made out of. And that is a deer right in the middle of the road. Look at that. Try and keep it. Oh, it's more than one. Awesome. Told you one of these videos would get some deer on here.
2 does.
But five. Mom's gonna kick herself. Why do you think that last one's standing there? It's not a doe, it's a male. But
he doesn't have horns.
He just doesn't have horns yet. They should have horns soon because we're getting into the rut. But there he goes. All right, back to crampons. So I'm gonna put on a pair because it is getting slick. So the type that I got, and I'm gonna pass it off to my cameraman here. The type that I have are, Chinese made, run-of-the-mill stuff. Put that in there, and then you can hold my coffee. yeah, it's coffee time in the woods. Get a sip of that hot goodness. But the type I got, straight from China, most likely, or Taiwan. But they are stainless steel. So to me, it's important what you purchase. They have ones that are steel cord with like these little aggressive like brown cylinders. I like these because they're more like cleats and they're stainless steel. They're not going to rust. To me, they'll be a little bit more durable. They're size large. They're made in China, and they've got a stretchy top to them. So they're gonna fit over most of your, the large size will fit, it says up to 13, size 13-inch shoes. So they fit mine, no problem. And just, it's a peace of mind, because last year I re-cracked my leg in these very shoes because they didn't have enough grip to them. And you're coming off of a leg injury to get injured again, it's awful, trust me. So I'm gonna pop these on and he'll show you the woods. All right. Nice pulleys on those gear, right?
Yeah.
Shoot it. You want to come over here and we'll show how they go on?
Sure.
So they're directional. They say back towards the back, and they just flip and clip right on. And now you have all the traction in the world. I think they're crucial for every bug out bag, because if you're in the Northeast, the northern area, you're not just going to carry snowshoes with you all the time. So with that, try the next best thing. Now, if your shoes are not waterproof, you can do the old-timey, get plastic bags, put them over your shoes, add that layer of protection and waterproofing, and then slap these over them. All right, take that camera back now, and we're off. So all day long you can wear these in the snow. When you hit that slippery section, you can really just stop. There's no sliding. You have all the grip in the world. Now my son's wearing Eddie Bauer boots, specific, made for the snow boots, where he'll have a little bit more cleat, a little bit more traction, and the whole area of his boot is waterproof. It's one solid piece of plastic or rubber. These boots have a solid non-laminated, it's injected molded right to the sole, so they don't leak, which is excellent. Unlike the Targhee 3s, which are more comfortable, they're softer material, but one hike like this in the snow, they fall apart. So with that said, crampons can save your life. And think of it this way: you're out hiking, bad weather happens, It is a recipe for disaster. If you slip, you fall with your pack. Slipping and falling, you fall into a sharp stick. Now you have a medical situation. And I know this video sounds crampons. Really, what do I need to know about crampons? But there are good ones, and there are bad ones. Now, anything that doesn't have a thick piece of rubber and not made with stainless steel, I have found them on this trail where they have just broken or fallen off of people. And it's a perfect example of what not to do. So here is where the deer were, and that's their tracks. So, what did we just learn on video? There's food to be had here, even in the cold, even in the winter. I mean, it's 28 degrees right now. Feels like 18 degrees. So, it's cold. And if you have to survive in the cold, in the winter, you really should be prepared. And up here in the East Coast, we get ice storms these days. You know, we've gotten 2 pretty decent snowstorms so far for the year, and the year has just started. Our winter has just started, really. But lately, it's been a lot of ice, right? In the past couple of years,
Yeah.
we've had a lot of ice storms. I have to hold that, and those ice storms have rained havoc, man. They really have. Down power lines, slippery surfaces. We had one ice storm one year that the ice was so thick that cars that were parked on their own just by the weight slid down hills. And if you think you're going to walk in that type of ice, you are woefully wrong, because I almost slid down my own hill trying to see if somebody was okay that hit my car. So, crampons. I always have them now. As soon as winter hits, and I redo my bag for winter, because I don't always have winter clothes in my bag. I usually have wool socks year round, because it may be hot, but if you have to hoof, like I'm wearing Covert Threads right now. I love their socks. I am wearing the Ruck Warriors currently, because they have a little bit of light compression, and they're just fantastic to go on long hikes with. You just don't feel the stress in your legs. And that brings to another point of what you buy. If you buy crampons and you slap them over your running shoes or something like that, and they're stupid uncomfortable, you're not going to wear them. So use them. Even if it is, go out to the backyard and see how they feel on your feet. Use them. Don't just slap them in the bag. I got them if I need them. Because so many people that are hikers, preparedness, camping guys and girls, whatever, never use their stuff. And when you don't use it, one, you struggle with it. Hey, how do I put these on? Hey, my fire tool doesn't really make fire the way I envisioned it, right? So think of those things. And where it comes to a safety item, and that's essentially what crampons are. They're a safety item. If you're going to hike, you're going to ruck long distance in adverse conditions, you need the gear. Either, the boots that my son are wearing that are meant for this condition, but that's really all they're meant for. They're meant to walk in deep snow, have good grip. Probably not the most comfortable thing, right?
No.
But, you know, we're not going 10 miles, we're going 4. So, think about how much weight do I want on my pack? Well, if you're, let's say, shit hits the fan and you have a 20-mile walk, you're probably going to do the majority of that in the dark, like I talked about with our headlamp video, because in a hostile area, you want to conceal yourself as much as possible. If the first 10 seconds of your 20-mile hike home to safety, you slip, fall, and break your leg, you'd be really wishing you had a set of crampons in your bag. And now you've screwed yourself. So, just a food for thought. It's a quick video. We are a quarter of a mile into our walk. I'll check in a minute and tell you how these feel. Stay tuned. So that's the buck. He's staring directly at us. I don't know if it's coming in on the pictures, but we met back up with, it looks like the parents probably of the 5 that crossed earlier, but he's the male. He's got a doe with him too, so stay tuned. We're maybe 25 yards from him. There's a whole group of swans on the river that's frozen over. That was cool. That was cool. I've never seen swans fly. It took a bit for them to go, though. Yeah. Like, they really had to work up on it. Well, they're very similar to geese, it seems. And this is another little hole in the ground. And there are the geese. Nope, those aren't geese. Those are all ducks. Imagine if it was duck season. There's one going. There's a lot of wildlife where we are. Oh, there they go. Takes a lot for them to get off the ground, man. Oh, there they are. They're flying. Huh. That's cool. It's very cool. Like I said, one day I'll get a better camera and get better stabilization. I'll get some pictures of this too. Such a cool view. Finishing up my coffee. Sitting at the bench. We've seen all kinds of animals. It's getting dark. We'll probably have to toss on the headlamps. We're at the duck blind that people made, like usual. About halfway through our hike. But it's just a gorgeous place. It's freezing now. But gotta train, man. Gotta test out your gear. And today I got to test out important gear to me, because falling sucks. Been there, done that. Which brings me to these. They worked really well, man. They didn't slip, they didn't pull out. All the traction in the world. I'll do one little bit where I go uphill, and the difference, man. No slipping, no sliding. Just glide right on top of everything. So the best part about these is the uphill traction is awesome. I know it doesn't look like a big hill, but this next one we go up is super icy, super steep, and I think these crampons are just gonna crush it, personally. So this is that ravine little edge that we walk up, and without a stick going up this, or without specially designed boots like my son has, these crampons stick like glue. They are like glue, man. No slipping, no sliding. Makes it effortless. And we're about to lose light, so I'll end over at the duck blind. But I figured you could see just how much traction these things have and why they are a staple in my winter survival bag and get home bag. This ravine that we're coming up over is like 30 feet, 40 feet down. In some parts is like 20. You do not want to slide down 20 feet and break your leg. So we'll end over at the duck blind. This is Christian from Northeast 360 with my son, soaking up a little bit of nature. Get out, train, exercise, use your gear, and keep moving forward.